The two heroines in this month's Read with Jenna pick are fierce, independent women who do not conform to society's norms. Marion Graves is a pioneer aviator, and Hadley Baxter is an actress who portrays Marion in a film.
The sweeping tale called Great Circle takes readers around the world over the course of a century, and its author is the New York Times bestselling author Maggie Shipstead. Maggie, we're so happy you are here.
And we also have your whole posse with you, your Read with Jenna book club, Wall of Fame. They're going to be here to keep us ask some questions.
Yeah, they're from all over the country. And Maggie, people have loved this book. I loved it. And one of the things that I loved about it is that I know you as a writer. I've read two of your other books that I just devoured over the summer. But this book was different for you. And I read this article about how you were very different than Marion Graves. You're more risk averse, and that you decided to take a job writing for travel magazines to put you more into the same, taking risk category as Marion. Is that right?
Yeah, I was a very shy, risk-averse child. I didn't want to go anywhere or do anything. And just in the past few years, writing for travel magazines, I just started to sort of methodically push my comfort zone further and further out, and just get out on more adventurous trips, get to more remote corners of the world, and that really informed the book.
Well, and what's cool, yeah, you're right about this book, because you did have to do lots of research. You did like boots on the ground research. What was that like? Where'd you go?
I went to Antarctica twice, which is an important part of the book. I went to the Arctic about 5 times. I think most of the points on Marion's circle that she makes around the world I've been to. I've been to the Cook Islands, to Svalbard, to Namibia, and it really enlarged my world and changed my life just doing that.
It's so cool. And what would you like readers to take away from this epic story?
I think both these characters are preoccupied with this question of, how do I spend my one life? How do I live my life? What do I do? What do I want to see? And I think for all of us, especially now starting to come out of the pandemic, I think it's worth sort of looking at your life and thinking, opportunities can disappear at any moment. What do I want to do that I can do now? What's important to me?
All right, let's get to some questions from your beautiful readers.
Okay, the first question is from Major Kim Rigby from Barksdale Air Force Base in Louisiana. Hi, Kim.
Hi, Jenna. Hi, Hoda. Hi, Maggie.
Hi, Kim.
Maggie, my question for you today is that Marion is such a vibrant protagonist. I Googled her. I was convinced I had missed hearing about this incredible pioneer of aviation. What inspired you to write her character?
So the first thing that happened was I saw a statue at the Auckland airport in 2012 of a pilot named Jean Batten, who was the first person to fly solo from the UK to New Zealand ever. And something just clicked. I thought I should write about a female pilot. And so then I read and learned a lot more about women pilots, many of whom were very famous at the time, as I'm sure you know. My brother is a pilot in the Air Force. He's been in for 20 years, has something in common with you. And then I also sought out opportunities to fly. And kind of the most serendipitous thing that happened was I was at an aviation museum in Montana, and these two guys were taking a historic aircraft out, and I got to go along on a ride in a 1927 Travel Air right over the setting of my book. And it was so serendipitous and wonderful.
That was awesome. Major Rigby, thank you for that question. Next up, Carrie Dunham-Lagreen. She's from Des Moines, Iowa. Carrie, what's your question?
Hi, Maggie. As a librarian, I'd love to know more about your research process. Did you research the historical and contemporary storylines the same way or differently?
Good question.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, it was quite different. I live in LA, and I have a lot of friends who work in Hollywood, so researching Hadley, the movie star, was a little bit more word of mouth and just by absorbing kind of the ambient culture here, whereas the historic storyline, I had to just constantly be going back to books and back to the internet and back to library resources, and I researched as I went and sort of built the story from there, because it was sort of too much to hold in my head, and I don't plan my books, so I didn't really know what I needed to know when I started. I just had to do it along the way.
Well, this book is so beautiful.
And speaking of books, because I just wanted to hear, she said she has people in Hollywood. What's happening with this book? Is this being turned into a TV series or anything else? Do you have something on the horizon?
We've been having some conversations, but my other books have been optioned, so I'm very, what will be about adaptations, and we'll just see what happens.
I can't wait to see Astonish Me, which was one of your books in form. And Maggie has a book recommendation, which we are going to put online. You want to tell us really quickly if we loved reading The Great Circle, what you recommend?
Yeah, I think readers of Great Circle would really love Life After Life by Kate Atkinson. It has an ingenious structure. A character is reborn over and over again, living her life slightly differently each time. And so I think it says a lot about the possibilities open to us.
That's
beautiful.
So awesome. Thank you, Maggie.
Thanks, Maggie.
And to find out more about Great Circle at today.com/shop and join Maggie and me, we're going to go to Read with Jenna Instagram. Sorry, guys, live at 11:05.
Oh, 10 minutes.
10 minutes. We're going to talk. Bring your questions.